Did I get attention? Yes, welcome. I love the energy in this building, don't you? It's wonderful what we're doing today. Just wonderful. All seated, all rise. I would like to ask the second grade class from Sandersville Elementary School in Lexington to come forward to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. You may be seated. Thank you. What a wonderful way to remind us in such a fitting manner in a college of law about the rights and freedoms we debate and defend and cherish and honor as lawyers. Today is another special and historic day in the life of the University of Kentucky College of Law. On behalf of the college, its faculty and staff, its students, I welcome all of you here. I am Mary Davis, Interim Dean of the UK College of Law, and I serve in gratitude every day for this wonderful opportunity to be your dean. Last week, we celebrated a landmark day in our college. We celebrated a $20 million gift to the college by J. David Rosenberg. We are thrilled to have you again, David, and to have you join us for this wonderful ceremony. David and his wife Diane's gift will focus on the lifeblood of our college, the core of what we do, the intellectual grounding and advancement of our students and faculty. It is a transformative gift, and for those of us who are its recipients, all of us, for generations to come. Today, we commemorate a renovated and reimagined College of Law facility, a facility designed with an exacting level of detail, as you can see, to support the work, study, and scholarship of those who make this their academic home, and in this building commit to their life's work, as many of you have done and will do. We are honored by the presence this morning of members of our Board of Trustees and colleagues from across campus. Thank you for being here. We're proud of a number of elected officials of ours, our graduates and others, alums, legal and community leaders, and friends of the college who have also joined us here today. Your presence reinforces what this college stands for. The UK College of Law produces outstanding attorneys, but also outstanding leaders and members of our communities. Our long list of graduates and friends over more than 100 years, leaders of law firms, businesses, communities, nonprofits, and governments, is a testament to what we do here. Today, we dedicate this building, but in so doing, we rededicate ourselves to our mission: intellectually excellent legal education, scholarly contributions to the important issues of our day, and commitment to public service. I'd like to recognize a few of these graduates and friends. Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles, who is a graduate of our college. U.S. attorneys for both the Western and Eastern Districts of Kentucky, Russell Coleman and Rob Duncan. Where are you? We also have representatives of our federal elected delegation this morning. I would like to recognize Stephanie Nelson from the Office of Senate Leader Mitch McConnell. Micah Sims from the Office of Senator Rand Paul. Welcome. And Tatum Dale from the Office of Congressman Andy Barr. We also appreciate Speaker David Osborne here today, representing the Kentucky General Assembly. Without their support, this building renewal does not happen. Thank you, Speaker. Of course, our generous alums, we have much to thank them for. Some of them are also here with us today. Justice William S. Cooper, I believe is here today. Justice Cooper, for whom the amazing classroom and multipurpose space upstairs is named. Thank you. The law firm of Stites and Harbison, who also, I am not sure if Bob Donnelly is here, but there we are. Welcome, and thank you. For whom our second floor main commons, where, by the way, a coffee shop resides, is named. Unfortunately, Mr. Bill Gatton could not be here with us today, but I do want to acknowledge someone who is in many ways the father of philanthropy at the University of Kentucky and also donated to this project. Also not able to be with us today is Judy Perry, whose husband, G. Chad Perry III, is the person for whom this amazing grand courtroom is named. So many people contributed to the space that we're inhabiting right now. I would like, first of all, to recognize my faculty and student colleagues on the building committee. They're sitting in the jury box. This is not detention. These wonderful colleagues, Professor Chris Frost, Professor Jim Donovan, Professor Jane Grisey, Professor Melissa Henke, students Caitlin Brown of the class of 2018, student Kyle Bunnell of the class of 2019, and the indomitable Assistant Dean Danny Murphy, created we worked together since 2015, programming, working, thinking about the kind of community space we needed. They have been tireless workers on all of our behalf. Our building committee has, and these students have helped create the 21st century space. I in particular want to mention Caitlin Brown and Kyle Bunnell and all of the students in the classes of 2018 and 19 who spent 2 years across the street in the old seminary, but they made it their community because that's what we do. We are a community of persons who work together, study together, and thrive together wherever we are, but now we get to do it here. So exciting. I also want to thank those present from the construction projects team, including the visionary architects from Cone Pedersen Fox and Sherman Carter Barnhart. As well, the construction management team from Congleton Hacker and David Collins, the fabulous UK project manager from the Capital Construction Division. Thank you all for this space. Our first speaker has led the University of Kentucky on a historic transformation for nearly 8.5 years. Today, under his leadership and with the support of an industrious and deeply dedicated faculty and student body, we are educating more students, we're conducting more research, we are providing more service, and offering more life-changing and saving care than at any time in our more than 150-year history. That progress has been empowered by $2.5 billion that has been invested in our campus. New residence halls, classrooms, research labs, dining spaces, athletics facilities, and of course, the wonderful law building we dedicate this morning. As he says, we have built not for ourselves, but for the future of the state we serve and for the world beyond the Commonwealth's borders. Please welcome 12th University of Kentucky President, Dr. Eli Capilouto.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. And Mary, thank you for that kind introduction, and welcome everyone to this beautiful space. And let me, too, add a deep expression of gratitude. It took all of us to get here today. And although the walls of this place are new, they are steeped in a powerful legacy and a tradition of fairness, hard work, decency, and excellence, this space, my friends, is hallowed. History has shown us that in times of tension, when we cannot find commonalities in our ideologies, perspectives, and opinions, we turn to the law, because within them are our principles of order. These grounds are distinguished for what is done here. And since 1908, when the University of Kentucky College of Law became one of the nation's first state law schools, this college has provided a space where students are challenged and inspired, a space where ideas are confronted, changed, and strengthened, a space that empowers its people to answer the call to serve, to advocate, to uplift. A couple of weeks ago, when we celebrated the generous investment in the College of Law, J. David Rosenberg aptly said, "There is a saying that education is an unfinished symphony. We make music to stir hearts and minds, to force us to remember, and compel us to commit to ideas larger than ourselves." He further said, "We invest in education to honor those upon whose shoulders we stand, who made our success possible, but also as an investment of faith in the future. The idea that what today's students will compose and create is lawyers, legislators, judges, and community leaders. The ideas, laws, and public policy will deepen not only our understanding of the law, but how our society can be more just." So thank you to everyone who is invested in our students, our faculty, our community, our future. Because of you, our students, our primary responsibility, will be able to continue their pursuit of a fair and just society in a beautiful, state-of-the-art, inspiring facility. So thank you, Dean Brennan, for your steadfast commitment to this college and its people. I'm grateful for your dedication every step of the way. And thank you, Dean Davis, for fulfilling your role as an interim dean during such an exciting time for the College of Law. And finally, I'm honored that Governor Steve Beshear is with us today, as he has been essential to this project and has remained dedicated to its success. And on a personal note, I'll have to add, when I was invited on campus as the preferred candidate, and Mary Lynn and I had a whirlwind day. I think we had an hour of sleep the night before. You and Jane so graciously opened your home to us, and when you're feeling a little homesick, you made us feel at home in our new home. So thank you, Governor Beshear and Jane. So it was under your leadership, sir, and foresight that helped us imagine the future of UK's College of Law, and we remain grateful. So today, we not only celebrate this place, we celebrate the remarkable and important things that are going to happen within this space. And as David Rosenberg so beautifully said, anything is possible when we are able to ignite the passions and feed the bright minds of our students. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, President Capilouto. We don't build, we don't celebrate days like today and facilities like this one without many partners. Stephen L. Beshear is such a partner. Indeed, we would not be here today without his vision for this facility and his leadership in making it happen. Steve Beshear was the Commonwealth of Kentucky's 61st governor, a position he held from 2007 to 2015. During that time, Governor Beshear led Kentucky through the deepest national recession since the Great Depression. While reducing the size of state government to deal with the recession, he preserved funding for primary and secondary education, made critical investments in public safety, helped create some 2,300 new and expansion projects with nearly $20 billion in investment, and ensured health care coverage for more than 500,000 Kentuckians through the expansion of Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act. And he, right? I know. And he tirelessly championed and pressed for $35 million in state funding for this facility in partnership with the university and our generous donors. Importantly, to us, Governor Beshear is a proud alum of UK and of the UK College of Law. He is a Phi Beta Kappa history graduate and served as student body president. He graduated with honors from the College of Law before beginning decades of exemplary service as a private attorney and a public official, as legislator, attorney general, lieutenant governor, and governor of our Commonwealth. Please join me in welcoming one of ours, Governor Stephen L. Beshear.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean Davis, and may it please the court. Look, it's always nice to be in front of the Board of Trustees at UK, but when a lawyer has the Chief Justice and all but one member of the Kentucky Supreme Court in front of him, you better ingratiate yourself as much as possible. So, may it please the court. My name is Steve Beshear, and I used to be somebody. Now, I'm just a dad of the next governor. You know, it's said that the end of law is not to abolish or restrain, but to preserve and enlarge freedom. Where there is no law, there is no freedom. Well, in my 3 years of study at the University of Kentucky College of Law, I, like all of you who went here, learned how to write briefs, how to construct arguments, how to formulate contracts and agreements. I had faculty as mentors who modeled for me what it is to be a good attorney. I met people and made relationships that I would value and cherish over many years. Some of those relationships are as meaningful today as they were when they started decades ago. And some of those friends are sitting out here with us this morning. But at UK and in the College of Law, I also began to understand the power of the law as it relates to the idea of preserving and enlarging freedom. As a public servant for much of my life, I've tried to use the law in a way that I was taught right here. To level the playing field, to seek justice, to hold power to account, and to help those without power to find their voices. For more than 100 years, the UK College of Law has produced leaders in business, the corporate world, the nonprofit world, the financial world. But folks, as we all know, it has also produced our state's public leaders, governmental officials who toil in the trenches to produce laws and policies that guide our Commonwealth, advocates who protect victims and ensure justice is fair and measured, judges, mayors, legislators, senators, and yes, even governors from time to time. The state we serve looks at this college for its leaders. That's why it is so important that the law be taught to our students by faculty who are nationally recognized leaders in their fields. And it's why it's so critical that those we educate in the law have the spaces and the places where they can excel, where they can understand and begin their journey to realize their potentials, and where they can explore and find all that is possible. Today we commemorate a facility that will embolden and empower the kind of scholarship that our faculty must produce and the kind of education and call to service that our students need and deserve. That need and this college's place in our state was why I got involved in the funding for this facility. I was talking to Justice Cooper coming in, and we were reminiscing about, I think it was in 2004 when we started trying to raise money to build a new law school. And several of us were on the visiting committee at the law school at that time, and it was pretty much an off and on kind of thing. But we're here today because with the help of people like David Osborne, who's now Speaker of the House and served in the legislature at that time, we were able to convince the legislature during my term of office to approve $35 million in bonding capacity to really jumpstart the building of this school. David, when I look at the numbers, 35 million is more than 20. The only difference is the 20 million was his. My 35 million was yours. I want to stop and thank David Rosenberg once again. Wow. And I'm honored to call this place the J. David Rosenberg UK College of Law, which is what it will be known from now on as. You know, I know the power and the importance of the work done here, the education provided here. Place does matter. The space in which we do our work is vital. And if we want the best from our students and from those who educate them, then we must provide space and facilities that enhance and extend their work. So today we dedicate a facility that'll make good on that promise. Our state needs bold leaders, leaders who put people above party, who put progress above partisanship. And the process of producing those kinds of leaders, in many ways, can, should, and must start in this building. This facility obviously is an investment in this campus of ours. But most importantly, it is an investment in our students and in the hope and belief that the future they create for Kentucky will be brighter than the one that they've inherited from us. This fabulous facility, located in the physical and intellectual center of this campus, embodies our fervent belief that they will make good our faith in them. And we're counting on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. We also are honored today by the presence of Kentucky's leading judicial figure, and, as Governor Beshear said, most of the Kentucky Supreme Court. Thank you for being here. John D. Minton Jr. is Chief Justice of Kentucky. He was first elected to the Supreme Court in 2006 and re-elected in 2014. His colleagues on the court have elected him 3 times as chief, which speaks to both his legal acumen, but also his ability to lead and collaborate. Chief Justice Minton recently completed a 1-year term as president of the Conference of Chief Justices and chair of the National Center for State Courts Board of Directors, the first Chief Justice from the Commonwealth to so do in 25 years. During his tenure, the Supreme Court has adopted the state's first uniform family law rules and formed the Kentucky Access to Justice Commission to improve access to civil legal aid for the economically disadvantaged. He has worked with the executive and legislative branches to reduce prison costs while enhancing public safety. He has been a private attorney, a circuit court judge, a judge on the State Court of Appeals. Chief Justice Minton holds degrees from Western Kentucky University and the UK College of Law. Chief Justice John Minton, Jr.
Good morning. Thank you, Dean, for the for the invitation to be here, for this opportunity to be back in this courtroom. I've been here before. I did my moot court argument facing that way. I also want to acknowledge the presence of my colleagues on the Kentucky Supreme Court, most of whom are graduates of this law school. We're all honored to be a part of this. This new building represents, as has already been said, such a significant acknowledgement of the high value that this university and this Commonwealth and the alumni of this institution place on the importance of legal education for this and coming generations. And I commend all of you, those of you who are made this, the donations to make this possible. I commend all of you for this tangible commitment to the advancement of legal learning and the advancement of our legal profession in the Commonwealth and across the country. I'm only one of two Chief Justices in this country who has a court facilities department under my administrative purview. In our unified system, the Kentucky Court of Justice is constitutionally obligated to hold court and therefore maintain judicial facilities in all 120 counties of the Commonwealth. So during my tenure as Chief Justice, I have attended many groundbreakings. I have attended many dedication ceremonies, more than I can count. But no other ceremony has held more meaning and been more significant to me than this dedication of our new College of Law building. Although this building looks nothing like it did when I attended in the late 70s. For that matter, the one that my daughter attempted to attend but spent most of her time over at the seminary. But I still, as I walk these halls, I'm flooded with memories. It happened to me as I walked in the door. I'm just so overwhelmed by this building, but also, of course, the memories that it brings. Memories of long gone professors like Bert Ham, or Fred Whiteside, or W.L. Matthews, who had been our former dean, or our illustrious classmates, some of whom are sitting in front of me. But I think about Pierce Hamlin, who graduated but never left the University of Kentucky College of Law. Or for Gatewood Galbraith, who was ahead of his time in terms of advocating for medical marijuana and otherwise. Our shared experiences, though, as members of this esteemed institution will always hold a significant place in our personal and professional lives, and so it's great to be here in this place. I have often borrowed Winston Churchill's quote, "We shape our buildings, and thereafter they shape us." Most often I've used that thought as we have replaced crumbling, outdated courthouses with modern and efficient facilities. These new court facilities have resulted in a positive change in the way our court employees interact with each other, and then how they interact with the public we serve in discharging that important responsibility of dispensing justice across the Commonwealth. And these facilities have become a means for the Court of Justice to provide access to justice more effectively and more efficiently. Well, similarly, in my view, this impressive, new and useful College of Law building provides the physical space that will promote teaching and will promote learning and will promote the growth of the law throughout the Commonwealth. Students and professors for generations to come will benefit from the technical functionality and the safety of this new facility. And the community at large will benefit from the addition of an accessible, contemporary building on the University of Kentucky campus. But this building is much more, of course, than the materials it takes to make it stand, the bricks, the mortar. The way this has all been so imaginatively put together, it's more than the modern technology that's going on all around us. It's more than all of that. This majestic, impressive new College of Law facility fully symbolizes to all the world the high value that we place on the power and privilege of our democratic form of government and the pursuit of justice as one of the highest ideals of the American system. So I thank you for allowing this court to be a part of this important ceremony and to mark this important place, this exclamation point in the development of the law throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And I congratulate the students, I congratulate the faculty and the alumni who've been a part of this. So thank you very much. Congratulations and best of luck, Dean, as you go forward.
Chief, Justices, we have a place for you when you come back. We hope that you will be able to do that with us. Give me a moment to find my place. So many of you, our wonderful alums, make us proud every day that you're our graduates, that you do the things that you do for your clients, for your communities, for your businesses, and all the things that you contribute. We are so pleased to recognize one of you today as a graduate, Anna Bacon Tinsley, who is speaking on behalf of all of you, who currently serves as co-chair of our Capital Philanthropy Campaign Committee, has been a longtime member and leader of our college's visiting committee. She and her co-chair, John McGarvey, represent you in this wonderful campaign effort, and we're delighted to have you both here today, and we appreciate your leadership in this critical campaign. Anna is a founding member of the Atlanta area firm Tinsley Bacon Tinsley and is widely recognized as a leading healthcare attorney focusing on corporate and business transactions. She speaks nationally to healthcare groups regarding health law and managed care. She's a member of and a leader in a number of legal and business organizations related to healthcare, including the American College of Healthcare Executives and the American Health Lawyers Association. She's a graduate of Northern Illinois University with honors and a graduate with distinction of the UK College of Law. Anna M. Bacon Tinsley.
Oh, thank you all, and good morning. It's nice to know that I have something in common with the Chief Justice. My last memory of speaking in this courtroom was moot court. At that time, I had two little girls when I was going to law school, and they both came here to observe their mother in her moot court competition. I'm pleased to say that one of my daughters, Joanna, and her husband, Oliver, and my grandchildren, Jackson and Anna, came from Atlanta today to be here. I'm also pleased because today, Joanna is not sitting in the seat going up and down and squeaking it while I was trying to concentrate on my competition. It is a privilege and an honor to be here today. And I want to say, when Danny Murphy called me while I was doing an arbitration in Beaufort, South Carolina, and asked if I would make a few remarks, I just said, well, sure. I don't know why you want me to talk, but absolutely, I would be thrilled. And he said, just speak from your heart. So I did try to write down a few things, but quite honestly, this building and this program are a dream. The program was here way before I came. We at UK College of Law have been known for excellence way before I arrived. We will be known for excellence way after we are all gone because of the people. And you've heard so much about the people like David Rosenberg and his wife who have given money for the program, the people who have given money and have helped bring the money in from the state for the building, the faculty, the students, the members of the visiting committee who are themselves incredibly distinguished and skilled lawyers and judges, including our current visiting committee chair, Justice Mary Noble. It is just overwhelming. When the money from the state came in, I was over the moon. I was so thrilled. I believed that now it was really going to happen. When the building came down to the girders, I said, there's no going back. when the visiting committee went over to Gatton to tour and see what's the possibility, and Bill Francis said, we're going to have it just as good as Gatton, maybe smaller, but just as good or better. And I will tell you, my husband, who have to confess is UGA law, he said, you can say, Anna, that UK College of Law has the most technologically advanced law school in the country. You're the newest, you're the best. So I will remind him of that every time we go to a UGA event. But it's the people. It's the people who brought me here. I looked at 3 different law schools. UK was 3rd on my list of visiting, 3rd on my list of choices. But the people in the dean's office were welcoming, supportive. And once I came, the faculty, you've heard some of the names. Judge John Rogers I had for con law. Legends like Bob Lawson, Bill Fortune, Stephen Basic, we used to call him Basic for tax. Carolyn Brott, Louise Graham, there's so many, and I don't want to forget any of them, but I probably will. I've got 2 children, and I always forget their names. We do here strive for excellence, excellence in academic, excellence in performance. This university is the heart and soul of the Bluegrass. And it's the heart and soul because it draws from outside of the Bluegrass. We strive for diversity all over the Commonwealth and beyond. Our reach is not just in the Bluegrass, although everybody who graduates wants to practice in Lexington. We go throughout the Commonwealth, and like me, many of us are exported to other parts of the country and the world. Our impact is huge and reaching, and it is because of the generosity and the support, financial talents, and continued support of not only our donors and our alums, but our faculty and our students and friends of the college and friends of the university. So on behalf of the alumni, on behalf of the visiting committee, I want to thank you all, and I know that your smile has got to be as big as my smile when I walked into this building today. Congratulations to all of us. Thank you to all of us. Go Cats.
Thank you, Anna. Since 2009, David A. Brennan has served as Dean of the UK College of Law. Previously, he was a professor at the University of Georgia. Well done, coming here. And was Associate Director of the Association of American Law Schools. He has more than 20 years of experience in legal education, is regarded nationally for his expertise in the field of nonprofit law relating to taxation. Among his many academic accomplishments is being the co-author of one of the first law school casebooks in that field. It's under Dean Brennan's tenure and leadership that we made such dramatic progress toward and ultimately arrived at today's historic occasion. Dean Brennan recently received a prestigious ACE American College of Education Fellowship, and with that, he is serving this year at the outstanding liberal arts college, St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. Please join me in welcoming back Dean David Brennan.
Poet and philosopher John Donne once said, "No man is an island entire of himself." And that's the philosophy that I think represents what every speaker has said here today. This building did not come about by the acts of any one person, not even Governor Beshear's $35 million. It took a village, and I think that everyone deserves a word of gratitude for their assistance in making this happen. Thank you, everyone, for being here to celebrate the end of our rebuild and expansion project and the beginning of a new chapter for the College of Law. I start to say the University of Kentucky J. David Rosenberg College of Law, but I'm told I can't officially say that yet, but we're almost there. This building, our new home, shows current and future students our commitment to empowering them to excel in the classroom and in careers throughout the Commonwealth and across the globe. As you've heard here today, every aspect of this new facility, including the courtroom and the classroom technology, the natural light in the law library and throughout the building, and the collaboration spaces on every floor, is about preparing our students and enhancing our faculty research to impact Kentucky and the world. Students continue to choose our law school because of its reputation for having stellar academic programs, academics who graduate, excel in the bar exam, and have employment success. Now we have a building that matches our law program. As a result, we believe this will help us continue to be ranked as one of the top best value law schools in the country. I think we're number 5 this year. I want to again thank our 2018 and 19 graduates for their patience, support, and hard work while finishing your law school education in our transition space during the construction project. I would like to give a very special thanks to 2 individuals. First, an important part of a project like this is making sure that there is meaningful engagement of all relevant stakeholders in the process of conceptualizing, developing, and finalizing every aspect of the design. In our case, this was handled flawlessly, and I say flawlessly in large part because of the leadership of Interim Dean Mary Davis as chair of the Faculty Building Committee. Second, after being in this position for 10 years, I understand the importance of someone to make the trains run on time. It is important that someone keep a close eye on the trees that ultimately form this forest of a building. This involves working with architects, university employees, students, faculty, staff, alumni, donors, and everyone else who cares about this building to ensure that the ultimate decisions of the building committee and others are carried out as intended. In this case, that on-the-ground person was our very own Senior Assistant Dean, Danny Murphy. Don't get me wrong, Mary and Danny did not do all of this alone. And I know that there are many who are behind the scenes who have helped to make this building possible. For me, it is my family who's here today, Andrew, Spencer, and Kimberly. This was an all-hands-on-deck project. Our outstanding UK law community, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends worked together to achieve something great, and in this spirit, will continue to strive for excellence and reach far beyond what anyone ever dreamed possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Brennan. This facility exists because of what we do inside. Everyone has said it, and it's true. We educate our students. You are why we are here. You are our top priority. You and you and you and all of the students that you represent are what makes this such a special day because of how this can give to the students, current and future, for generations, the opportunity to grow and thrive in their chosen profession. Many of you were here last week and saw the power and quality of a UK College of Law education, exemplified by David Rosenberg and exemplified by all of you, our graduates, and further exemplified by China Hibbets, the Student Bar Association president for this year. China is a third-year law student, president of the College of Law SBA, and like many of her fellow students and many of you, she waited patiently to be able to utilize and thrive and learn in this facility. We are proud to ask her back to speak on behalf of our students, China Hibbets.
Before I get started, I really want to thank those two people sitting over there. Without Kyle and Caitlin, their guidance, their leadership, and most importantly, their friendship, I wouldn't be in this position today. They were great mentors and still are great mentors to this day for me. Two of the best SBA presidents I could have ever asked for. You know, for the last 2 years, the class of 2020 looked across the street to what looked like a parking garage, wondering if this would ever manifest into a building. Clearly it has, but I know on several occasions I looked at Danny and I was like, is it gonna be done? Are we gonna be here? And every time Dean Murphy said, we're on time and we're on budget. This building is the literal foundation of our legal education. The first time I walked in, early August, I think, I cried. I cried, one, because of the sheer beauty of everything. And two, because what happens inside of this building is what is truly beautiful. We have the opportunity to enjoy a state-of-the-art legal education with software for group studies and activities. There are safe spaces for minority groups who have been historically marginalized, lactation rooms for expecting moms, new moms, a changing room for when we need to slip out of our sweats and go to an interview real quick. We have 14 designated study rooms. We actually know what a law library looks like now. And you can study anywhere in this building. I would be remiss if I did not mention the place where I'm standing right now, this courtroom and the small courtroom. With a strong emphasis placed on trial advocacy and moot court, these courtrooms have made the practical impact of law much greater for us. For example, just this past weekend, the National Moot Court teams competed, and for the first time in almost 20 years, one of our teams is going to the national competition in February in New York. But what truly makes law school, outside of our education, are the relationships that we build. And I think all of you can attest that some of your most close friends and long-standing friendships have come from law school and your 3 years that you had here. And for me, I know I can say the same. Some of my best friends that I've ever made have come from being in this building, and that's what continues to make this building what it is. This can change many times, but that's the one thing that will always make UK law, UK law. Thank you.
Thank you, China. And thank you to all of our speakers for today who have celebrated us, welcomed you to this beautiful place, acknowledged all the people whose support and philanthropy and activity and thought and dedication has produced this amazing space. We have concluded the speaking portion of our ceremony, but we have a ribbon to cut. But I do want to mention to you that at 5 p.m. this afternoon at the Singletary Center Recital Hall, we're pleased to welcome Chief Judge Roger Gregory of the United States Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit, who's going to present our keynote speaker for the day, our keynote speech this afternoon at 5 o'clock. This keynote, 5. Did I say 4? No, 5. The keynote speaker is being presented as part of the Roy R. and Virginia F. Ray Distinguished Lecture Series in conjunction with the John G. Hayburn II Initiative for Excellence in the Federal Judiciary. I want to thank Dr. Martha Hayburn and the Hayburn Board for their efforts in securing Chief Judge Gregory as our keynote speaker and for all of the wonderful programming that the Hayburn Initiative provides for us. In a moment, I'm going to ask our speakers, along with David Rosenberg and UK Board of Trustees Chair Robert Vance, to gather in front of the lectern. We are going to cut a special ribbon that's been prepared for today's event. This ribbon has been signed by faculty, students, and staff throughout the College of Law. We're going to cut it and we're going to make available to many of you pieces of this ribbon to have as a memento of this wonderful day. In an important sense, this ribbon represents the thread that binds all of us together as students, faculty, staff, alumni who are so committed to this place and to its mission of education, scholarship, service, and leadership that builds on a proud history and tradition of excellence. I hope it reminds us of the importance of the work we do here, its importance to our state and our world, and may it serve as a reminder for us that the historic nature of this renovated and reimagined facility is not its walls or its classrooms, its offices or its gathering spaces. It's what those spaces and places empower us to do for our students, for our profession, and all of those we serve and who rely on us to maintain the amazing legal tradition that our Commonwealth and our nation deserves. Thanks to all of you, our speakers, those in the audience, and many beyond this facility who made this momentous day possible. Speakers, Mr. Rosenberg, Chair Vance, would you please approach the ribbon? There are scissors under your seats. We have extra scissors. Are we ready? Thank you. Gentlemen? Gentlemen, ladies? Photographers? You ready to go? Here. Am I swinging? Come on, David. We're swinging. Swing in front.
Okay, everybody look at his knee for the first one. Big smiles, 1, 2. 1, 2. Hold on. And 1, 2. Okay, now we're cutting on 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, everyone. Before we're done, I would like to make sure that the building committee comes up. We'd also like to recognize Justice Cooper. I believe Bob Donnelly is here representing Stites and Harbison, but we're going to do those pictures after I gavel us out. Many of you are joining us for lunch upstairs. Please enjoy the building. There are going to be building tours by our wonderful student ambassadors. Chief Judge Gregory is going to be speaking this afternoon and also speaking with some students later this afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you for celebrating with us today. We are adjourned.